Today I came to speak to you about what some of you might call a thing, like a digital thing. I can say digital is not a thing, but rather an enabler that allows organizations and individuals like you to exploit pathways to create value. I can say that e-commerce is a perfect example here. You may not have ordered anything online, but I'm sure you have made payments using your mobile. And this discussion is going to guide you exploit opportunities in the digital world or the digital space. This is NileOne. My name is Ritah Kabanyoro and you're watching Market Watch. With me is Meike Krautscheid, who is the CEO and founder of blockX, here to discuss with us how we can integrate these opportunities in our lives to be better sustainably. All the way from Germany. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Rita. I'm fine. Thanks for the introduction and greetings here from Kampala.
Well, thank you. And we can start with your general assessment on digitalization. From even your observation so far, what you've been able to experience well here, then comparing it with what's in Germany maybe across the globe, what is your general assessment across the world around digitalization?
Well, I think there are everywhere parts in the world where much more digitalization is needed, and we see some more push in Asian countries like South Korea, Japan. I think in general most countries are behind when it comes to digitalization and the opportunities that are already out there. What I see here in Uganda or here in Kampala especially, I think NileOne is already outstanding and is really pushing the space forward when it comes to the adoption also of upcoming new technologies like the Metaverse, Web3. But in general, I mean, for example, the internet access, how fast is the internet? Is it already 5G? Is it still 4G? Do you have fiber class and fast internet? So, or are processes digitized, or are you still writing it on a paper? Are the processes digitized? Yes or no? Yes, but are they also automated, or are there still someone needed to process them manually? So there is much more capacity. We didn't reach any limits so far.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I can say that COVID-19 has taught the globe, I can say, a lesson. It has tried to also give an effort to evolve digitalization across the world. A case in point here, like you know very well, we were almost in 2 years under lockdown, and that is when many people came out to realize, oh, I can sell this online, I can deliver to people this, I can be a part of this, I can hold a meeting actually online. So I can say kudos to COVID-19. But we still have, people who think that maybe being a part of the digital space needs you to have particular skills to be a part of that, world. What digital skills are needed?
I mean, before we talk about the digital skills, we need to talk about the devices and the access to the internet. Okay. So if you don't have the proper devices, then you might be limited in the things that you can do in the digital space. Okay. For example, if you don't have a specific updated to computer, then you don't have access to certain applications and software, or it would take many days of editing a video instead of a few hours, because the processes are too slow with a very old computer. And also what I see here, I mean, internet is in regards to the pricing very inaccessible to many people. and affordable. So the internet should be much cheaper, that people can have access to the internet. And then what skills are needed? What we see upcoming is actually like no-code platforms. What is no-code? Maybe you know, back in the days when you wanted to create websites, you needed to ask a developer to actually develop, program, code your website. Meanwhile, we have WordPress with templates, we have Wix.com, we have Jimdo, where you simply kind of like drag and drop, and you can create a wonderful website. And this is what is coming up with applications that you can then commercialize on Google Play Store or the App Store, that you simply can create applications which cost huge amounts of money beforehand, and now it's kind of cheap, almost for free. So this will offer so much more, where you actually don't need to have the coding skills, the skills to develop, but you need to know, I can drag and drop, you know, certain things.
But I feel like that's still a skill. How do you drop what you don't know?
Yeah, okay. So first of all, you also need to know what kind of platforms are these. Okay. You know, where are these platforms? What is also offering the new Web3 blockchain space? How do I monetize my data? How do I monetize my content that I put on the internet, which will at the end create an internet of value, where we have the power over our data. At the moment, it's like everyone else is profiting from our data that we put online. Yes. But the upcoming version of the internet will turn this around. We can create like a self-serving system through the data that we create in our daily life, on one side. On the other side, we need to know how these things are working. Sure, when you think about the beginning of 2000s, where the mass adoption of the internet started, how to write an email, how to create an email account, how to send an email, all these things we needed to learn. But nowadays it's like, okay, what are you asking me? You know, it's like, how really?
Many can do that.
Yeah, so many can do it. I think even my grandmother can write an email meanwhile.
Okay, I can say you could be privileged. It could be different here. Yeah. I mean, in Africa more so, in Uganda, my grandmother can really not write a mail.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think this creates like inequalities. I don't have anyone to blame around that. Inequalities is anywhere across the world. But what can you share with us? You were just talking about, you know, Jimdo, WordPress. I see those as like an opportunity. What economic opportunities are there more to explore? Let us speak to young people watching, university students coming out, so that they can get out there knowing, okay, I'm coming from this is where I want to begin from. Please, Meike.
So, first of all, we already know what is there out there, what kind of opportunities are out there in the internet today. Like the e-commerce sector is so huge. Yeah. You can learn, you know, there are, on YouTube, you can learn, for example, how to drop ship things, how to, where you don't even have to risk a lot, and you can sell but make money. So you use your personal network for example, to sell things, to use social media, to become an influencer. You get sponsorships from different companies, but also, okay, you can learn how to create a website with WordPress through videos, tutorials on YouTube, or you can learn how to play an NFT, a play-to-earn game. Also search for what is a play-to-earn game on YouTube. So all these things are being explained. So you need to bring some interest of what opportunities are there, and then you can find for sure a video on YouTube or other places where these things are being described and explained. So how to create a website could be one thing. How to create an application We, for example, are providing a no-code platform to create these applications. It's called Ascenji. We're also gonna cooperate with NileOne, creating some events where we also encourage people to create their own app, might be able also to win some prizes. But imagine, beforehand you had to pay like thousands of dollars to create an application, to ask someone to program this, and now it's kind of like for free. You only have to
have the knowledge,
have some knowledge how to use this, for example, Ascenji platform, but there are also some other platforms out there. But let's say Ascenji, then okay, how do I do this? Okay, then you see these processes and you get into it, the platform. So if you are, let's say, if you don't like technology at all, and I wouldn't ask your grandmother, do you want to create an application? This is not like let's say the target group. It should be the people who really are into creating something and are interested and are not like who don't give up when something becomes like a bit difficult. So it's like you have to think through. For example, there might be also on WordPress these templates, and then I want to do something and I don't know how to do it, but then I search for it, and
then
you don't give up. You do. Yes. So even if it's not as complicated as coding, but still there might be some hurdles, but you can overcome them with your interest, with your passion. So play to earn gaming, NFT games. There are opportunities where you share content on the internet, where you can receive micropayment streams immediately. There are social media platforms on the blockchain where you can get money, create money. We have these applications. You can create your own websites. You can do the e-commerce, and so these things are coming up and offer so much possibilities for everyone around the world, independent from the location, everyone around the world, independent from age, gender, location, will be able to access the space and will become, let's say, immune to something like lockdowns, pandemics. You will become economically stable and free.
Okay, I like your expression when you were like, it's so a mess, like you cannot actually it's not limited, the space is not limited. I appreciate you. I recently learned some digital skills on how to boost my channel from Meike here, and I'll be sharing with you more. But now let's cruise to how can people access jobs with the digital skills needed, really. When yes, I know it just from speaking about, you may not have that much skills around digitalization, but then I understand this space has got employers, it has got educators, and it has got job seekers at some point. So how can someone be a part of your job if you're in need of someone that want to do something for you, especially those coming from university? We have got school dropouts, but they want to be job seekers in the digital space.
I mean, it depends what you want and what you can do. I mean, there is like a lack of people in the digital space that are needed to code, for example. There are much people needed in the IT sector. All the big companies around the world are searching for these people. So if you have if you're talented in the digital space, look for the things that they are searching for and try to accumulate the knowledge. Online you find everything at the end. But there are also jobs that might be where you don't need as much as knowledge as for certain jobs in the digital space. For example, community managers, where you need to know how to handle Discord channels, how to communicate certain things. Good English skills are important, and I think you in Uganda here you have this. You are practicing English every day in school, at school. Yes, yes. So this is already like a huge advantage.
It's a plus for you.
Yes, it's a really like a blessing at the end.
Okay.
To work in the global space. And I think you will definitely find a job. Like there are many people that are searching or providing jobs, for example, as a community manager in the blockchain space, in the Web3 space. You can find these jobs. I think LinkedIn is a wonderful platform to, for example, when you post every day on LinkedIn, show your expertise in the space, that people will approach you, or when you are proving that you have knowledge in the space, you can also approach people, and people scan your profile and say, oh yeah, this person knows something, it might be interesting. So LinkedIn is a huge platform to find digital jobs. Might be also other websites, but
I can also upload LinkedIn. At least it has connected me to a lot. It's you to decide, okay, I need to take up this, I can drop this. So yes, maybe you can be a part of that platform. You know, there are platforms that you need to be a part of, not just for fun. Sometimes people ask, okay, why are you not on Facebook? Why are you on this? I feel like you need to develop sometimes what you call a space division. Like, what do you do this for? What do you do this for? I don't know how your advice is in regards to the use of digital platforms for development purpose.
Yes, I mean development or job purpose, right?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So I mean, every platform, every social media platform has advantages and disadvantages, and it depends what you want to do. I mean, between 2009 and 2020, I used Facebook on a daily basis, but at some point I noticed this is not my audience, or this is only for personal leisure, like entertainment, but it's not helping me in the business.
Yes.
But Facebook is a huge tool to promote, for example, e-commerce things, I mean products, also Instagram, but it's not the professional, not the professional platform that I search for my IT business, for example, for my blockchain business. There, LinkedIn helps me a lot to be connected to people, to CEOs, to advisory boards all over the world, also to get to know about, to get to know about ongoing developments in the blockchain space, in the crypto space. There, I think Twitter is very good, but I don't commercialize anything on Twitter. It's only that I'm updated into what's happening in the space, what are the sentiments. Okay. Professionally, LinkedIn is a top site, but if you want to do e-commerce things, then Facebook.
And then if you want to get updated, Twitter.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Meike. Let's speak about competition in this space, because I believe we're speaking this, everyone is looking at, okay, I want to start a business and then get application, sell from business to customer to my people, and then deliver. Okay, I want to get this from online. Okay, I want to do NFT. I want to have Metaverse on my computer, or I want to do this. It's a lot, really. But how can there be mature competition? And then I shouldn't worry that, oh, Meike has got the same space that I am using, and then I have to worry maybe you're taking my customers because we have, a similar product or service we are offering. How can the competition be mature in digitalization?
I mean, there's so much to do until, if you are doing or bringing good services into the space, there will be no competition in a way, okay, because the people need you and the services that you are bringing. If there are things that many people can do and many people are doing, okay, you have much more competition. Depends. I mean, if you want to get out of this very highly competitive field, gain more knowledge, gain more skills, and start doing, get some jobs done that delivers you enough money to survive, let's say, but also never don't stop learning. Keep learning.
Okay, thank you so much. And what do I have to consider if at all I'm a service provider, in this case in the digital space, or I'm an employer, and then there is my customer, there are end users? What is so important to note between that relationship of providing a service or a product between the two people? What is so important to note in the digital space?
I mean, it's very important to provide a service, application, software, whatever it is, which is making processes much more effective, efficient and secure.
Okay.
So these things are one basics, I think, for the digital space. But also, I think in general, when thinking about companies, for me at least, also the social component is very important. When I know that the company is treating or mistreating their employees, I don't want to use the business, or I don't want to use the products or services of this company, even if the product and services are good. So I think we also need to not to forget, I mean, it's a digital space, yes, but we are still physical here, and everything is connected, and we still need to take care of both sides.
Okay, so it's not about money. I feel like when I am selling and I have got a huge selling out there, making my profits, and I mean, how do you even know I'm mistreating my employees?
Well, there are hopefully like investigative journalists that are bringing information out there, and through the globalization and the internet, everything is connected, and some of the information will come out at the end. Okay. The problem is then that also regulations need to go forward, you know, and adjust. For example, we have some countries, for example, in South America, where companies can at the end do anything to the environment. People are dying because of pesticides and all these things, and the policymakers, regulators, are not adjusting the regulations to secure, to make sure that the people are treated in a good way, that the environment is treated in a good way. So.
They're reluctant.
Yeah, reluctant.
Am I right to say what you're meaning here is if we are taking up, you know, opportunities here, we should consider our environment, preserving the nature we have found out?
Yeah, I think also, I mean, the profits that we make as a company should also be used to create a better society, to create a better world. Okay. I think we need to start thinking about long run. What do we do in long run, and not in the short term? It's like, so for example, here at the NileOne Studio, if you haven't been here, if you can come, please come and visit the studio. You will see, first of all, it feels like a safe and secure place, which makes it really comfortable. I feel like it's like a little family. And everyone is welcomed, and I think this is like an idol, yeah. This should be implemented, or this should for example, also every day it's being cooked. You're being served with some
Are you telling me the NileOne culture should be implemented across? You know?
Yeah, it's like a social. No, we are. Here, it's what is being provided is like a digitalization and the experience of the digital world, but it's here connected with the physical, like the community, like it's almost like a social center.
Okay, it's not stopping on digitalization, giving you a service, but additional attachments to you to help you develop and be better.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And here I think you can also learn how to use like digital wallets, cryptocurrencies, learn how to trade. I mean, there's also another thing, how to make money. Learn how to trade. There's always like a forex market, there's always a stock market. There are things that are highly risky, but you can also make a lot of money, you can also lose money. But at the end, when you learn how to trade, there's always a market. Back in the days, it was so hard to trade with stocks or something, forex. Now it's like one click, buy, sell, immediately. And this is an opportunity for everyone. Even if you have like let's say $50, when you can make $1 more every day, I mean, you can buy with $1 here several things.
Yes.
Yeah, you can buy the basic food that you need at the end on the market, for example.
Okay.
So learn how to trade.
Thank you so much, Meike. Before we get into a break, let us talk about indicators of digital transformation process. I have come into the space, maybe I am coming from the university, I've gotten a job somewhere, or I've created my own application, I've gotten something to do digitally in this space. How do I track progress? Like, okay, I'm getting there, how do I track?
I mean, we have a computer, we have a smartphone, most of us at least. This is already like a form of digitalization. We do a lot of things like not writing any handwritten letters anymore, but we write a digital email. And then you can also learn what things can I do actually with my phone. You know, I know people who are creating full vlogs, video blogs for YouTube on their smartphone, also editing, so they don't even have a computer. They do like everything on the smartphone. But this skills, the most people don't even know that this is possible to do with the smartphone. So learn about your devices, what opportunities your devices that you already have are providing to you.
Okay.
And I mean, when it comes to companies, look at, or maybe get consultancy, request consultancy, ask experts to go through your company, see what processes are not being digitized yet, how could they be digitized, how could these processes be automated.
Okay, thank you so much. And we take a very short break. We return, and this is Market Watch. We're still speaking about opportunities in the digital space. My name is Ritah Kabanyoro, and I'm still with Meike Krautscheid, who is the CEO and founder of blockX. We just had a discussion about how you can track progress, that you're actually progressing in your journey or in the journey of digitalization. You mentioned earlier on a bit tips, but how about money? I don't know why I'm speaking about money, but I feel like some people are looking at the profit. How do I track profit? The profit level. If I am doing content creation, how do I track that? Okay, I think I'm making money now. Indicators.
I mean, depends what kind of content are you creating and where are you putting it onto. I mean, there are different, let's say, platforms. For example, one of the most famous is maybe YouTube, where people need like 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours to actually gain some money. But then you're actually not being able, it's not very transparent how the money actually is then created, or how are the splits. I know it orientates themselves how much money you can make as revenue on YouTube, where the viewers are coming from, how much did they watch, and other things. But it's not really transparent. You get some money through through Google then. But how it's being created, maybe yes, you can see it on the video, how much money you made on the video, but maybe how exactly it was then created. It's not clear. In a blockchain space, this will be much different. You can see even one viewer is creating an instant micropayment stream from person to my personal wallet. There might be no third party in between. But for example, if there's a social media platform, kind of like Facebook, but on the blockchain, then if there's a user consuming my content, there's like a so-called smart contract, like a little program in the blockchain, which splits the revenue from the person, the user who's a consumer, to my wallet, but also there's a little percentage going onto the blockchain, like the platform provider, let's say. But the most of the money I receive. But these things are automatically done through these smart contracts.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I see that. Thank you so much. Let's speak about internet around. In your opinion, how is the internet here? If you two, compare it, unless you have given us an insight earlier on in the initial discussion we were having here. But what do you think needs to be done for affordable internet? Because I believe, and some people believe actually, that it is a must to have internet if you're to be part of the digital world, internet or a smartphone. So how can this be accessible for effectiveness of digitalization?
I mean, what I hear is that the internet is very expensive here compared to the monthly salary that people receive on average. So this is actually not a good thing for the country. This should be done in a way like in Bulgaria, where we have the wonderful internet, best like speeds and so forth, but they pay only like $5 to $7 maybe for the monthly Wi-Fi and having 1,000 Mbit per second. I mean, something like the Metaverse, it requires a lot of bandwidth. We need a fast internet where we can then communicate in this 360 environment of the Metaverse, the digital world. So it needs fast and affordable internet to include everyone around the world. Here I can think, I mean, the only way people can at the end afford internet is to share the access of internet.
So sharing.
Share if it's possible. Yes, I mean, you might be able to share the internet access with your neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we share to government and all that.
Yes, but I mean, if then you only have like 2 megabytes per second, then it also restricts the things that you can do on the internet.
Okay, thank you so much. And how about the privacy and safety when we are using these spaces? Are there things to learn during the journey of adoption to digitalization? Please.
I think everyone can learn a lot on the path of digitalization and using also the internet. I mean, how we are dealing with personal data on the internet is almost like very, very risky. and we make it kind of like easy for hackers to access our account, for example, to steal our money, to steal our data, to misuse our data. Not only we personally, we as individuals, but also governments or companies. It's a billion dollar thing. How much? How much fines also companies receive because access was stolen, information was stolen from customers. It's a huge thing, and so we all need to improve how to increase our cybersecurity. How shall we use like social media? What information shall we put on social media? At the end, it says that the internet never forgets. And when you put certain pictures of you on the internet, maybe
they will always be there.
Yeah, they will always. Yes, so better consider what informations do you put online. What is your account name? What is your password? Where do you store these passwords? And many more things. So there might be also some tutorials on the internet where you can search for how can I improve my data privacy, how can I improve my security. Also, it starts with how to use your smartphone. There's also some, for example, some settings how you can stop the iPhone, Apple iPhone, to connect the data that you're creating on your iPhone with your computer, for example. Yes. Some trackings and so forth. I mean, all these big companies are, I think, in a form misusing our data. That when I'm using my phone, I think I'm secure, but I'm actually not. Many applications are using the access to the sound and also to the camera, and they are like AI, artificial intelligence, which here and there lets the camera run, and I might be on the toilet, you know. I don't want anyone to see, you know, and then the camera starts running.
The camera is on.
Yes, and the camera, and I think. Yeah, it's not. I think that's not okay.
So at somewhere we are not safe in using the data. Okay, and nothing can be done about that, I guess.
Well, regulators would need to get into it, and I see there Europe is very ahead a bit, at least they're trying. But then when they are requesting, for example, the stop of micro-targeting, I think it's in Germany, it's forbidden, but Facebook is still doing it, and they wanted to create like a European law to stop the micro-targeting. Yes. And then what did Facebook say, or Meta? If you really push this law forward,
we're going to cut it off.
Yeah, then we stop our services in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, like this.
Meike, let's speak about what digitalization again calls for from policymakers. Like you said, you mentioned earlier about Bulgaria and how the internet there is very accessible at very cheap cost, and then everyone is at ease around that. Do you think that can be transferred in countries like Uganda, African countries, and maybe across the world?
I mean, it would be needed. It's necessary. I don't know about the telecommunication providers here and who's kind of owning it or running the services.
I'm asking myself, what do you think is so special about Bulgaria? What they do? How do they do it? Is it about the population or population?
I don't know how many people are in Bulgaria, but I think, I mean, there were probably not as many regulations as in Germany, so they could simply build the fiberglass, put the fiberglass into the ground, and then everyone, even the farmers on the countryside, had like the fastest internet in the world. I mean, even if you think currently here are 42 million people in Uganda.
Estimates around 44 million.
44, okay. So if everyone would pay like $5 per month, I think in this sum, it would be much more than they receive currently when much less people are able to pay for the internet. Okay. So more people are paying less, but instead of less, people are paying much more.
Okay.
You know?
We're concluding this discussion, but are you an outgoing university student? Maybe you need to hear this. Meike, please share with us, to clarify for us some careers that are there for those students outgoing from university. You could be a dropout that you could explore in the digital space. So in just less than 2 minutes, please.
Okay. So first of all, learn how to use these templates like WordPress, how to build a website on an easy way, how to use a no-code platform to build applications. Maybe you have your own ideas of what services could be needed. Always learn through tutorials. Keep expanding your knowledge, your skills. With the time, you know, you can become an expert, and you might find the passion. And with the passion, there will always be a job for you in the digital world globally. Go on LinkedIn, create an account, post on the things that you know, get in contact with the people that might be interested in this knowledge, and learn how to use crypto, learn how to trade if you like trading. Find your place, find your the passion. And I think the world, the digital space, will give you all these opportunities that you need to find a stable life.
Okay, thank you so much, Meike. Any last take-homes as we conclude within 30 seconds, please?
Come and visit NileOne Studio here in Kampala.
Thank you so much for coming through. What I am taking home from this conversation is having passion and really knowing what do you want in this space. It gives a lot of opportunities out there, but you need to find out what is it that is going to work for me and how can I do it better. And then after that, you seek the right information, associate with the right people around there, and then do not forget to always search YouTube and then make right platforms for your business or service provision. My name is Ritah Kabanyoro. This is Market Watch. We've been discussing around opportunities that you can find in the digital space. Till next time, bye.